Simpentine's Day Q&A, Part 3. Tacitus Kilgore asks, when was the last time you bought flowers, chocolates, gifts for a gal on Valentine's Day? I don't think I've ever done chocolates or gifts. I've got, I've ordered flowers before, but it's been a while. I don't know if, like, timing it for Valentine's Day specifically is usually pretty hard because that's when they do all their business. That's part of this whole the scam that is Valentine's Day. Is just a way for certain retailers to make money. I think most I've done is like gotten a card, and when I've gotten a card for my SO, it's always like been a funny card. It hasn't been a mushy card. It hasn't been a I can't wait to get I can't wait to do some things to you, baby. It hasn't been like a sexy card. It's just been like a funny. Like there are certain cards that maybe I don't know who made these cards or if they still make them, but it would just be like about it would be rhyming, and it would be like whimsical, and it wouldn't be gross or dirty or anything like that. So mostly I'd go with a card. So I was never that much of a simp. Sending flowers, chocolates, and gifts. Okay, Bonto Max. Are there any good women in the public eye you'd consider marrying? This is just kind of funny. Like, well, would you consider marrying this one? Or like they're all there in front of me, and I have the option to marry them or not. And I'm like, let me consider marry. Who should I consider? Good women in the public eye. I'm only thinking of my woman in Australia. I mean, in Austria, who's married and who has a kid, and is an author and a brunette, but she's married already. Really, she's the only one who comes to mind, and she's only somewhat in the public eye. I'm talking about Brittany Pettibone. I've sort of had a thing for her for a little while, but doesn't matter. She's like half my age, and she's happily married, and I hope that and she's got a child now, which is great, and I hope that they get through this thing in Austria, where it's really bad. The mandate stuff is really bad, but the tide has been turning in other places in the world. So hopefully, Brittany, if you're watching this, I hope that you and your lucky husband and your kid are going to be okay. All right, enough simping. Enough Valentine's Day simping for Brittany Pettibone Sellner. Okay, so other than that, no other good women in the public eye. And I guess she'd be one in the semi-public eye. All right. Lounge IQ. Loungel IQ? Something like that. Probably the wrong address for this issue, but how to break the blockade. Want company, but don't have the will at the same time to find company. Avoiding relationships and responsibilities that come with it, but at the same time be bitter about yourself for it. I know it's complicated. Want company, but don't have the will at the same time to find company. Well, if you wanted it badly enough, you would have the will to seek to find it. So right now, if you're not seeking to find it, you because you don't have the will to seek to find it. That means you're not that desperate for it. Okay, so I think that, and that's fine. Just like with the people I talked to, the questions I answered already. Avoiding relationships and responsibilities that come with it, but at the same time, be bitter about yourself for it. So you kind of enjoy the freedom of being unattached, but at the same time would like some of the benefits of being attached. Kierkegaard wrote something like, marry and you'll regret it. Don't get married and you'll regret it. Marry or get married, you'll regret it. And it was a whole series of things. I think this is an either or. It's like, do this and you'll regret it. Do the opposite of this and you'll also regret it. Whether you do it or don't do it, you'll regret it. There's always regrets. It's just all a cost-benefit analysis. Like where would your regrets be least, and where would you be the most thankful? And of course, it's hard to know, because if you're single and being with someone is just a hypothetical, then you can't know for sure what it would be like to be with someone. So, anyhow, how to break the blockade? Does that mean the mental blockade that you've got going? I don't know. Just like if you don't have the will to seek company, then that means you're not really, because when there's a will, there's a way. When you want something, you're going to seek it out. That doesn't mean you'll get it, but you'll make an effort to get it. So I hope that addresses partly, at least, what you're asking. When eagles dare, do you find anything morally wrong with Georgia Guidestone's rules 2 through 10? I don't, honestly, I don't remember much about rules 2 through 10. I think they're mostly pretty bland and unobjectionable things, except there's something about the world court, something suggesting some kind of globalist top-down pyramidal structure. But there's other things about, like, letting local matters be handled by local authorities, which sounds great, and like there not being corruption or graft, which is great. I mean, 2 through 10 aren't really that, aside from a couple of rhetorical flourishes, like make room for the infinite, which are pretty weird and kind of creepy. The Georgia Guidestones 2 through 10 are pretty nondescript. I can't really remember them right now. So, but when Eagles Dare goes on, and honestly, even for the first one, do you find anything morally wrong with the first one, assuming it was done in soft and transparent ways? How do you reduce the population by 95%? The first commandment of the Georgia Guidestones is to maintain the human population at 500 million. How do you reduce the human population by 95% in a soft way? How do you do that? What's the soft way that can be done? Like, the softest thing you could do is forced sterilization. That's the softest measure you could take. That's not soft, is it? I mean, anything other than that, euthanasia, just, mass murder, culling the herd in some way or other, taking out certain groups. you know, those, if you want to reduce the human population, there's two ways to do it. One is by actively killing people, and the other would be by making it so that people can't have children anymore. And the second is more uh, is more soft, if you want to put it that way, but it's still not what I would call soft. And I don't know what you mean by transparent. Like, uh, it would be better if the powers that be said, "We're going to reduce the human population, and these are the ways we're going to do it." Uh, and we're not going to just be sneaky about it. I don't know why. I don't know why the word transparent is there. With that, what significance that has. But yes, I have a problem with Rule 1 or Commandment 1 of the Georgia Guidestones, even if it was done in the softest possible way. Because if it's just say it's just persuasion, right? I don't know if that's what you mean by a soft way of achieving this. If it's just like trying to tell people, trying to convince people not to reproduce, that's not going to take. That's only going to take in some cases. It's not going to take in other cases. So you're probably not going to be able to reduce the whole population very well that way. So it has to be, ultimately, you have to marshal the force of the state to carry out forced sterilizations. I would not want to see that happen. I would deeply object to such a thing taking place. And something tells me that might be what's taking place now. Again, in a less transparent, sneakier way with the what, with the Bosch. Puffwagon asks, "Are you always tired?" I think he's trying to troll me, maybe. I'm usually not tired. In fact, I've said before, if I were to do drugs, it would be downers. It would be opiates and stuff that makes you more relaxed. I don't see I wouldn't like the whole idea. I don't know how I steered this around to talking about drugs. That's kind of funny. Um, I don't see myself ever taking cocaine, just because I don't understand. Well, not just because of this, but partly because why would I want to just be more wired, more? I'm already like alert. I'm already nervous. I'm already. It's like I'm already hyper aware. I don't need to be more that way. I don't need to be like driving down the road paranoid like Ray Liotta in at the end of Goodfellas when the feds are about to arrest him. I don't want to. And he's snorting cocaine and getting more and more paranoid. I don't want to live like that. So no, I'm not always tired. Okay. Well, let's stop there and we'll do one more after this.